What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Now, I want to have a serious conversation about Tiffany Henyard's administration. Now, Tiffany Henyard, obviously, we know what happened with Tiffany Henyard and the administration. So far, it's been a disaster. But one of the guys that really paid a big price in all of this was a guy by the name of Andrew Holmes. Okay, and Andrew Holmes is a community activist in Chicago. Andrew Holmes is a guy that's been there for a long time, and he's not even from Dolton. But once he came to Dolton and hooked up with Tiffany Henyard, his career turned for the worse. What am I talking about today? Well, let me explain this. Andrew Holmes started taking a part in some of this corruption that Tiffany Henyard participates in, okay? And somebody by the name of Henyard Dukes that used to work with Tiffany Henyard went on a trip to Las Vegas, and then she came out and she accused Andrew Holmes of basically graping her.
Dolton Village trustee and community activist Andrew Holmes has been fired from a group providing support for crime victims in Chicago. Holmes has often met with families after deadly shootings in the city. The group Chicago Survivors tells us it fired Holmes last month after he was accused of sexual assault by a former assistant to the Dolton mayor. Holmes denies the allegation. He has not been charged.
Now, it wasn't just that, okay? There's another brother by the name of Jedediah Brown who came back on the scene in the Chicago area, and he's also an activist, okay? And it was Jedediah Brown that dropped some real serious allegations about Andrew Holmes.
But what we were told is that it appears that Andrew Holmes does has a liking for women. Now, we do understand that he has a Nick Cannon size amount of kids. Him and Nick Cannon is running neck and neck of making sure that the black population is consistently on the rise. Whatever. But what we have also ascertained in our findings is that it also appears that Mr. Andrew Holmes has a liking for underage girls. And there may be a bit of grooming that have taken place. Now, what has happened, or what we have been able to understand from testimony of individuals that we will not mention. Somebody said, don't come at the police department. Why are these people on here defending something, and I'm literally a man that has been tasked and that have come here to get research and information? I'm not coming at nobody who don't deserve to came after Jasmine. Lord have mercy. So what they're saying is, anyway, these underage accounts are saying that basically he may have been involved in a little bit of grooming. And one of the things that it appears that Andrew Holmes has potentially done is he have taken these underage girls, which means y'all might have seen, listen to what I'm finna say out of my goddamn mouth. It is alleged that some of these individuals, these underage girls that he've had these relationships with, although consensual, he have taken them with him to crime scenes. What?
Now, this video was called the Andrew Holmes Report. It was made on March 17th, earlier this year. Now, Andrew Holmes lost his position at certain charities and certain sponsorships, especially once it was confirmed that Henyard Dukes came out and said this.
This is our last night in Vegas. When we clock out, isn't anybody hitting the strip with me? You know, it's my birthday. And everybody said no, or they had something else to do, but Andrew. Miles did say that if he's done doing whatever he was doing, you know, he'll catch up with us. Okay, so fine, but I at least knew I got a man with me, I'm gonna make it home. I ain't even gotta worry about try to go on the strip by myself. I legitimately thought that, you know, I was gonna make it home. Until my last memory was me waking up in his room.
Now, this happened in Las Vegas, all right? So the Las Vegas Police Department confirmed this reality.
And police in Las Vegas have closed their investigation of Dolton Village trustee Andrew Holmes, and no charges will be filed. Holmes was accused of sexually assaulting a former Dolton employee during a village-funded trip to Las Vegas last year. Along with his work as a trustee, Holmes also a well-known victims advocate. The woman publicly made her accusations in a video and appeared at a Dolton Village meeting earlier this year. She's currently suing the village and Holmes, saying she was fired after taking her sexual assault allegations to embattled Village Mayor Tiffany Henyard. We've reached out to her and Holmes for comment to that decision by Las Vegas police to close the case.
So now Andrew Holmes, the police have cleared him. They said that nothing happened. They don't feel like they can charge him with anything. Now I see people going back and forth with this online saying, listen, okay, Andrew Holmes has gotten off with this, or is it that she lied on him, okay? And I know what some guys will say, well, there's another brother that lost his career based off what a woman said. And then here is what I want to tell you, okay? As a black man, as a man in general, Andrew Holmes had no business in Las Vegas on the city's dime or on the village of Dolton's dime in the first place, okay? Now, what happened to him, whether it really did happen or it did not happen, to be honest, I wasn't there. I don't know. We're going off what she said. It's up to you to believe that. But what I will say is, whatever position he did, he put himself in that position because he shouldn't have been there. Okay? If he wasn't in Las Vegas trying to take a free trip and saying, you know what, like the other trustees, I'm not gonna go. I'll just stay here. He wouldn't have been in that situation. Okay? So he made a mistake. And see, when you're out there doing wrong and you're doing the wrong thing, and then these things happen to you, now you want to blame somebody else. If you wouldn't have been there, I'm gonna tell you, everything would have been okay. Let me give you an example. I have a homeboy, okay? One of my homeboys back in the days, and I hate to tell this story because he gonna know I'm talking about him. It used to be a crew of dudes who used to be like grabbing girls' booties in the club, okay? So this is what they would do. You would be there and like, you know, you go out with them and you'd be there sitting there just drinking your drink or something like that. But what one of the dudes would do, they would just grab somebody's ass right by where you're at, and the girl would turn around and be mad at you for grabbing on her ass, but they did it. And they thought it was funny, okay? So after a while, I'm like, man, I'm not gonna be going out with them. I got my church shoes on. So I just stopped hanging out with them. You know, they had called me like, you wanna go to the club tonight? And it was just so happens one night they called like, you wanna go out? And I just moved back from DC. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I think I'm gonna just stay in it, you know, take my grandma to church, which I actually ended up doing. I used to take my grandma when I was like 23. I would just, you know, drive her every Sunday. So I wouldn't go in. I'd be at Popeye's Chicken or something like that, but I would take her. So just so happened that night, there was a club in Sacramento, and you know, some of my friends was from Del Paso Heights. So basically we out of bounds over there anyway. So Bobby T's is like, you know, South Side, kind of on the, you know, right after you leave Oak Park. And there was a young lady that was there that basically got her ass grabbed by one of my partners. So, you know, she went and told her cousin. Her cousin came and confronted the guy, and there was some words between them and some of my buddies. By the time they got out the club, they were surrounded. So they didn't want to come out because it was outnumbered. And like I said, what was going to happen to them, they were probably going to deserve it. Well, they called somebody to come help them out, and the person came out and started shooting. And then that particular person got killed, okay? Now, my homeboy was there and then foolishly went on the run with the other person. They got caught somewhere in Houston, Texas, okay? Now, my friend lost his job, lost everything, but he could have went down for murder because he was there too at the same time. Even though, listen, they didn't know the guy was coming and was gonna do all that, but that's what I heard happen, and the whole hood heard that happen, okay? But they shouldn't have been there in the first place. You shouldn't have been grabbing booties in the first place. What you doing, you're from Del Paso Heights, what you doing to Bobby T's, bro? You don't got no business over there. You out of bounds. You don't go to nobody's hood when you know you got funk with the community over there. I'm 43. I'm from Del Paso Heights. I don't even live in Del Paso Heights anymore. I don't go to Oak Park. Today. I don't go to the South Side. Today. I ain't in no gangs, nothing. I would never live over there. I would never live in Oak Grove. I would never live nowhere on South Sacramento simply because of the trauma I done been through all my adult life, okay? And I don't even gangbang. I'm a guy that graduated medical school. I got a business. I won't go over there. But they put themselves in that position. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson back at it again with with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.